Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel, Unliving the Lie, where we delve into all things narcissistic abuse and sociopathic abuse. Today, we're going to talk about the new supply. And the one thing I hear so many of you guys asking me, are they going to treat the new supply better? Why did they abuse me and not the new supply? Well, those are two questions in one thing. We're going to get the first one. Sorry if that got a little glitchy. Why does it appear that they're treating the new better? Well, the thing is, they're love bombing the new supply. You guys have to remember that. Remember when you were back in the love bombing stages and you thought you had met the person of your dreams? Everything was fantastic. You can't believe this person sees you. When the truth is, they're only seeing you to exploit you, not because they love you. So remember yourself back then. Remember what they were doing with you. And now you're seeing that they're doing the same thing to the new supply, but it seems like it's taking a lot longer for the narcissist to get exposed. And that might be true. And I'm going to tell you why it's taking longer. But it might not be, because remember how you covered for the abuse too. But the reason it appears that they're getting along so much better and that they're treating the new supply so much better is because they learned from you. When they were love bombing you, they were learning about you. They were studying you, okay? And so they filed away everything that they could about you to study you and get to know you, to find out what you want, not so that they can give you a loving relationship, not so they can take care of your needs, but so how they know how to exploit you. So they're going to study the fact that they see you giving to others so freely and not giving to yourself. They saw that about you. And so they saw that part of you. It doesn't mean you're not capable of loving, because you're always going to be capable of loving, even if you're not capable of loving yourself as you should. The narcissist is going to see that. Remember, guys, these are animals. These are animals that hunt other humans, okay? They are studying you. So they saw that you were so willing to give and give and give and not give to yourself. And they started to use manipulation tactics right away to get you to jump through hoops to try to please them. And they learned from their relationship with you what they're going to do different for the next one. That's simply what they're doing. And they're going to love bomb a person as long as they need to. The new supply is like a restart for the narcissist. You see, they destroyed everything with you. You left them, okay? Or maybe they left you and discarded you. But either way, they're looking at this as like a whole restart, and it's a whole different person, although the person that they chose has probably got a lot of attributes like you, is probably a good person, and the narcissist is working them. They are going to love bomb a person as long as they feel that they need to, until they feel like they have the person completely. And each love bombing is going to be different, and they are going to take what they learned with you and what didn't work with you, and they're going to change it up with the new supply. All they have done is upped their game. That's all that they have done. They're not treating the new supply any better. They just upped their con and got more evil. My abuser chose a woman that was completely the opposite of me and the opposite of anything he's ever been with, because he has had so many he has destroyed so many women. He actually had to leave our hometown here in Ohio, move 10 hours away to another state to find this poor woman, because he'd burnt all his bridges here in Ohio. Everybody that knew him knew what he was. They knew he was a drug addict. They knew he was a liar, and they knew he was crazy and abusive. And he couldn't con anybody anymore. So he had to move 10 hours away to find this woman that didn't know anything about him and believed all his lies. He chose a woman that was older than him and vulnerable. I do talk about this in one of my videos where I tell the story of how I warned the new supply. I warned her. Again, I went against what everybody said, and I warned her simply because my abuser was very violent and very dangerous. And he was taking this woman who was naive. She was very well educated. She's a veterinarian. She's well loved in her community of people and her friends. And here he is, the sociopathic monster con artist, getting her and playing upon her vulnerabilities. And I just warned her. Did she take it well? No. she totally was doing. At the time, I didn't realize, as I was warning her, I said, whatever you do, don't let him move into your house and don't give him money. Well, she was already doing that within 1 month of knowing him. Like, she was already drinking the Kool-Aid within 1 month. He was living there and she was giving him money. And I think she bought him a car. Like, this is how crazy. But they're predators. My abuser is a predator, and he's good at his con. And he got a vulnerable person to con. And so he's love bombing her, but he has exposed himself with her. That is the thing I know for sure. He did go and do drugs, and she caught him with another man, because my abuser is a sex addict. He doesn't care if you're a man or a woman. He tried to come out he tried to come out and say, oh, I'm just secretly gay and I've been hiding it all these years, because she caught him. But the truth is, it's like the LGBT community doesn't want your crazy ass. You're not gay. You're a sex addict. You just use people for your own gratification because you're disgusting like that. So the woman, she's still with him. She's still with him. And so that's a testament of her weaknesses and vulnerabilities that he has preyed upon, because he's publicly humiliated her already. He's told everybody he doesn't have sex with her. He made a public post telling people he doesn't have sex with her and they just have a loving relationship that nobody understands. Now, I don't care who you are. I don't care how old this woman is. I don't care. To have your man publicly tell people they don't have sex with you, that they just love you, is so humiliating. So humiliating. So I know for a fact, even though outwardly he is acting as if he is treating this woman as if she's gold, it's not paradise. Okay? It is not. No woman on the planet that I know is going to be okay with that. Especially when she has this young, very good looking man interested in her and all over her, and here she's the complete opposite. How could that hurt her self-esteem? Because she's weak enough to allow a man she hardly knows to move into her house and give him money, buy him a car within 1 month. And then he's on publicly telling everybody he doesn't have sex with her, but yet they're still together and happy. That's a whole bullshit story, and I know it. So don't ever think that the new supply has it good and they're giving the new supply everything they didn't give you. And why are they acting like, why did they just abuse me and not abuse them? One, I already explained to you, the love bombing stage. They're going to take as long as they need to love bomb the new person, and they're going to take everything that they learned with you and apply it to the new supply, because they realized the things they did with you didn't work. Now, don't mistake this for self-reflection. The narcissist is not self-reflecting on what they did to you and thinking, oh, I was such an awful person to her or him. I'm going to use that experience to be a better person, and I'm going to treat my new person. No, that's not what they're doing at all. They're just taking it as data. It's pure data. Well, this didn't work. This didn't work with them, and this didn't work with them. So I got the new test subject. The new test subject, I'm going to not do that this time. And I'm going to actually, this time, I'm going to try to love bomb them even longer to see if it makes a difference for me. It's all like sociopathic. It is not about love. It is not about trying to grow as a human. It is not that they're treating this person better because there was something deficient within you and you somehow caused the abuse, or somehow maybe, and I know what you're thinking, you're going through all these thoughts, maybe I was the narcissist all along and they're having a happy life and maybe it was me. No, I want you to stop all of that crazy thoughts. It was not you. You were abused by a sociopathic narcissist. You were treated terrible and you were abused and discarded, or maybe you discarded them, and they've just simply moved on to a new victim. That is really what is going on. They have moved on to a new victim. There is no way that this person is not going to suffer abuse at the hands of them. Because remember, narcissists do not have the ability to self-reflect. They do not see things objectively. They do not see people as loving people. They see people as objects in their collection, things that they possess, things that they own, things that they can use, things that give them security, things that give them money, things that give them supply, and things that make them look a certain way. People are dispensable to them. They do not see humans as humans. So when you're sitting around thinking, oh gosh, why aren't they abusing the new person? Why is it? And I know you're not sitting around wishing for that person to be abused, and that's not what I'm saying. I know where you're coming from. You're wondering, why did they treat me this way? And it appears that they've changed and that they're um, loving this person. Well, first off, you're watching a play. Okay, you're sitting in the audience and you're watching a play of actors, because the narcissist is an actor on the play of life. I've told you this, I've said this in other TikToks, how my abusive sociopath was obsessed with movies. Obsessed. And his mother, who adopted him, who is a narcissist, told me straight up, she just sat him in front of the TV because she couldn't deal with him because he was such a horrible child. She just put him in front of the TV so she could have peace. And she never let him skip school. She made sure he went to school no matter what, because she couldn't deal with him. Like, she was is just awful, like very covert in her narcissism. But she raised a narcissist. And the man learned how to be a human through television and movies. And it was uncanny the way he was obsessed with characters in movies. And I realize now it's because that's how he learned how to be a human. So you're watching a play. You're watching a play acting itself out. It is not real. None of it is real. It is all the narcissist acting. And they're putting things on social media for you to see because they're probably hoping you're watching. And so that leads me to something else where, do you really want to sit at this play and keep watching this play unfold, knowing that it's upsetting you and hurting you? Do you really want to keep watching this play? Because you know it's an act. You know that it's fake. None of it is real. None of it is sincere. And the narcissist is probably secretly hoping that you're watching it. And that's why they're acting so over the top, like, oh, my life is so wonderful. I've finally found the love of my life. Just like what they did with you. They're doing with this new person. And like I said about my abuser's new supply, this poor woman is so trauma bonded. She's so busy drinking the Kool-Aid. She's not even leaving a man that publicly tells everybody on Facebook he doesn't have sex with her. Like, and she's still staying and defending and being with. Like, are you delusional? Like, I pity her. Like, you are so sad. Like, really? These people exist. And narcissistic people, they know how to prey upon the weak. And that's what they've done. Your narcissistic abuser, all they have done is upped their evil game. They've upped their game to find somebody else that they can play and victimize. It is only a matter of time. And maybe it feels like the love bombing is, you've forgotten what it was like to be love bombed because you're freshly coming out of the abuse. You forgot the tricks and how powerful the love bombing can be and what they're capable of. You've forgotten that. But I want you to remember that. Remember when they love bombed you. Remember when they pulled all the tricks out and they said, I know this is moving so fast, but I'm so in love with you. You're so amazing. Remember when they did that to you and you knew in your gut, you were just like, this is a little too weird. This is too fast, but you've never had anyone do this. You've never had anyone sweep you off your feet like this before, and you've never encountered a narcissist. So you didn't know. Now you know what a narcissist is. So you're probably, the chances of you being tricked again are probably a lot smaller, but you didn't know either. And so this new supply has probably never encountered a narcissist either. Most people have never encountered a narcissist and they don't know. So this new woman or man has never encountered a narcissist, and they're drinking the Kool-Aid and they're getting sucked into the sob story and the fake story. Like, these creatures, they're animals, and they're really, really good at playing the game. They're really good. My abuser used to do what I call preemptive strikes. He would automatically confess to me and tell me all the rotten things he did to his past partners and act as if he's remorseful. And now, but he would tell me, but I'm different. You're different, Candace. I really love you. You're different. So he would get me in that sense. Like, here he is confessing, kind of, only for the sake of manipulation, admitting to things and then acting as if I'm special and different. He did the same thing with his new supply, because when I confronted her and she said, well, he's already told me everything. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That's what he does. He does the preemptive strike to make himself look like a victim and this poor, unfortunate soul that's just trying to win at life and be better. She actually told me, and I almost vomited in my own mouth. She actually told me, well, he's doing so much better and he's just winning at life right now. And I'm like, wow, what kind of Kool-Aid flavor did he put in the Kool-Aid this time to make it so intoxicating? Like, really? But the truth is, it's her. She's vulnerable and weak and low self-esteem, and doesn't didn't ever think that somebody would ever want her, and he preyed upon that, and she's just another victim. And he's already shown himself, but she's so trauma bonded that she's staying with a man that, like I said, is publicly telling people, like, oh, we don't have that kind of relationship and I'm actually gay. And this woman is with him. So this tells you the manipulation power that a sociopath has. Like, she's still with him and he's saying these things. And I am like, you're not gay. Like, I know you. You are a sex addict and you will do anybody, anything. Like, you're sick. Don't act like you're a part of the LGBT community. Like, this is the games that they play, but this is the game he's playing right now. He's put on this mask, and he's put on a mask, and he's trying to present to the world that he's really a gay man, but him and this woman, he's so in love with her, and they have this great, wonderful, awesome relationship, and nobody understands, but this is what it is. It's like, well, okay, if you're really a gay man, let her go and go be with a man. Like, that makes no sense to me. I don't know any gay man that is going to willingly come out and tell the world publicly that he's gay, and he's finally coming out, is going to, of it, that's a decent person, is going to willingly stay in a relationship with a person that he knows is in love with him, that is the opposite gender that he wants to be with, and just say that we're in love and we're staying together and being together no matter what. But yet you just told everybody that you're gay, and that's been your whole problem your entire life, that you've been hiding the fact that you're gay. So now you're coming out as that, and you just want everybody to understand that you and her are just still in love with each other and going to be together and get married. Preposterous. It was the most preposterous nonsense I've ever heard. But this is what this woman is believing. And this is how pathetic and sad that it is that this woman would stay with him. But like I said, this shows the power of the narcissistic sociopath when they get their clutches into a person that becomes trauma bonded to them. This woman is so deeply trauma bonded that she's willing to sacrifice her dignity and her self-respect to stay with someone like this that is utter garbage. And this is what they do. So you almost have to just pity the new supply. Like, God, I feel sorry for you. Like, both your children, both of these women's children just went off to college. She was newly divorced. She bought a new house, let him just come right in. She thought she met the love of her life, that she was going to settle down and have this hot younger man that was going to take care of her. She didn't make him work. He's like a kept man. And she just was happy and loving life. And then bam, the demon came calling. Demon came calling. She caught him. But she stayed and believed his lies and kept drinking the poison, just like you kept drinking the poison. Like, I can't say that I was any better than her. Like, he did things like that to me all the time. I mean, he would let prostitutes, I would find out that, one of the last things he did to me is I found out he was letting prostitutes wear my lingerie. And I was like, I should have left that instantly. I should have been like, ew, I'm done. But it was the final Hoover. It was his final Hoover to get me back in. And that was one of the things that I, at that moment, should have just absolutely rejected, grabbed my things and walked out the door and never looked back. But I didn't. So I can't even judge this woman. All I can do is pity this woman. So you need to pity the new supply instead of being jealous of the new supply and thinking that they're getting love and attention that you didn't get. It is all a sham. You are watching a play unfold before your eyes. So it is up to you Are you going to keep watching the play? Are you going to keep sitting and watching the terrible movie? Or are you just going to get up out of the theater and be like, I wasted $20 or whatever on this stupid movie. I'm not watching it anymore. It's so ridiculous. Because that's what's going on. And then on the other end of the spectrum, let's just say this person, and I saw this in another creator, said something similar, that they said, well, even if the narcissist did find their perfect match, at least they're now leaving you alone. Or not. Usually they don't. Usually they don't. But either way, don't make it affect your life to the point where you're upset about it. See it for what it is and see it like, okay, then she deserves him. If she's not going to listen to me, this is what I finally said. I was like, if she's not going to listen to me, she deserves him. Like, I gave her the warning. I have public records of his jail and his domestic violence medical records, and she refused to want any part of it. So I'm like, okay, I planted the seed. I warned her. I did my part. I did my job. Now it is on her. She's seen what he's capable of. He has already humiliated her, and she's pretending like she's not humiliated, which I don't know any woman. Like, please tell me in the comments, like, is there any woman that would not be humiliated by that? Is there any woman that is a straight woman that wants a male companion, is going to be okay with a man that she thought was the love of her life suddenly coming out saying, well, I'm really just gay and I don't like women and I'm not sexually attracted to women and I don't have sex with her, but I love her? Publicly telling people that is going to be okay with it. I just don't. I don't see it. So this woman is trapped in cognitive dissonance, and I pity her. I pity her, and I feel sad for her because she actually deserves a fulfilling relationship, and she's not going to get a fulfilling, happy relationship with that piece of crap. Because I know him better than anybody. You know your abuser better than anybody, and you know that they're not giving the new supply a fulfilling, happy relationship. So just know that. Know that it is all an act. None of it is real. And even if it is their match, let that shit go. Focus on you and what makes you happy. If you got to warn the new supply, if you're safe to do so, if your physical life is not in danger, if your financial world is not in danger, if you are legally not in danger, go ahead and warn. Warn. I'm not against it because I think we keep these monsters hidden enough. Like, we cover for them enough. We've lied for them enough. We've covered up for them enough. Society hides them. Speak up. Tell them. But don't expect the new supply to want to be best friends with you. I mean, it could happen. It's a possibility, but don't expect it. And don't expect the new supply to receive it because the new supply is in cognitive dissonance and is trauma bonded. But you planted a seed. And my abuser's new supply is so entrapped in cognitive dissonance, she came at me with rage. Because she knows the reason she came at me with rage is because deep down, she knows what she was doing was crazy and not right, and she shouldn't be doing it. Like, her body and her unconscious was probably screaming at her and trying to warn her, like it does to all of us when we first get in with the narcissist and when we first ignore the red flags. But she didn't want to be called out on her cognitive dissonance, and here I am, the ex, who's coming out telling her these things, and telling her the things that she shouldn't be doing, which she was actually doing at the time. She was giving him money and letting him move into her house. And that was my biggest warning. I was like, whatever you do, like, don't do this. And she was doing it. I didn't know that till later, but she attacked me because she was in cognitive dissonance. So if you warn, you warn. You plant the seed, but don't have an expectation that this person is going to receive you at all. And do it one time. Don't make drama out of it. Don't continue to go after the new supply. Just give your one simple warning, like, use like a gray rock method. That's what I did. I gray rocked her because she came at me with rage, and I very much was a gray rocker. She kept asking me all these crazy questions to get me to fight with her. What are you trying to get him back? Do you want him back? What are you trying to do? And I didn't even answer her crazy questions because I knew what she was doing. I said, just be careful. If you ever want the court documents of the abuse and the domestic violence and all the charges and everything he did to me, if you ever want to speak to my adult son, let me know. I even sent her my podcast. She got mad about that. She goes, that was tacky. I'm like, no, I want you to know, if you ever need anything, you ever need me, here I am. And boom, I was done. And she was ballistic. But I don't regret it at all. And if you can feel that way, if you feel strong enough that you want to do it, do it. Just make sure you're safe. If you're going to be in danger, don't do it. But if you're safe, just do it. But do it one time. Don't keep doing it. Because even that one message is going to be implanted in their mind and they will not forget it. That seed is in there. That's what I say. That seed is in that woman and it's going to start to grow if it hasn't already. And I know it has started to grow, but that's she's not ready to get out of her cognitive dissonance. She's still in denial. And they may stay in denial for a long time, but don't ever think that they're happy. Don't ever think that the narcissist is giving them something they didn't give you. It is a clusterfuck of trauma and it's awful, and the person is being abused just like you were. Trust me when I tell you, walk out of the theater. You don't need to watch anymore. All right. So if you found value in this, or you know anybody that would find value in this, please like, subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you can know when my next video is coming up. But share this with people. Share this with anybody that you think is struggling with this right now. You're not alone. I'm here to support, to hold space for survivors. I've been there, I've done that. I know how you feel. If you want more connection with me, go send me an email on livingthelie@gmail.com. Check out my website, connect with me. I'm on TikTok and Instagram daily with posts and inspiration and assistance. I have sessions. You can connect with me. I have a lot of resources for you. So if you resonated with this, please like and share, subscribe, and you know where to find me, and we will talk again soon. Namaste.